All right. What's up, guys? Hope everybody had a great weekend. Let's see if we are live on X and YouTube. Looks like we are live on X. Working. Let's go check the YouTube channel. And it looks like YouTube stream is working. Sweet. All right. Well, again, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and what, Cyber Monday is the next one that they call it. So, well, it looks like market is back to previous session low. I believe SPY is back underneath 680 currently in the after hour session, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go see. SPY is currently at 680.46. So SPY, nothing crazy. SPY is currently there in the overnight session. So we are right at the previous day low, which is 680.5. So nice little move overnight to the downside on futures and BTC, just right back down to previous day low from Friday's little half session from the half day. So nothing too crazy. Um, just real quick, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's next week, right? For um FOMC. I think it's next week, right? It's not this week. This week we have like initial jobless claims, PCE. Yeah. Next week is, yeah, the minutes. So this week for Monday we have Jerome Powell speaking at 8 p.m., but no one really cares about that. For tomorrow morning, we have S&P final U.S. manufacturing PMI at 9:45 and ISM manufacturing at 10 a.m. Tuesday. We just have a Fed speaker Bowman at 10 a.m. Wednesday, we have ADP and blah, blah, blah. What else we got? S&P final U.S. services PMI. Thursday is initial jobless claims, and Bowman speaks again. Friday is PCE. So nothing too crazy on the economic calendar for this week. So let's go ahead and jump into just a few charts. If you are watching this live stream right now, currently on X, if you could, please like and repost the stream, would greatly appreciate it. This stream is going to be recorded as always, will be saved onto the X profile, will be saved onto the YouTube channel as well. So for people that cannot attend this session live, they can watch this recording of this charting session later on tonight or tomorrow morning, whenever it is before next market open. So they can see the charts and the education, the TA, and everything that we talked and discussed about tonight. So would appreciate the like and repost. That way people can find it later on. Appreciate the ones over on the YouTube channel. If you're not over on the YouTube channel, make sure you do go over there and give that a like and subscribe as well. So we're going to start with the same three as always. SPY, QQQ, and IWM. I have a lot of charts on watch going into this week. A lot of them kind of off the wall names, not so much looking at your main names like your Amazons, your Metas, um, your Apples, your Googles, and stuff like that. Looking at a lot of individual names right now. So I'm gonna look at a few of those. I sent two out earlier. We'll quickly cover those as well here on the live stream, but we are gonna go ahead and jump into it. What's up? What's up? Live, appreciate you. What's up, Michelle? What's up? What's up? All right, so for SPY, I've already thrown some levels on here. Let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit here. So what a lot of people are looking at right now so far is how this monthly candle on SPY is going to close. So, excuse me, as of right now, it is a giant freaking hanging man, um, which can be a very bearish candle that you see at the top and uptrend. As of right now, I mean, SPY's daily 9 is at 668. I mean, we are, you know, what, 10, 12 dollars above that right now. So, I mean, I'm not really interested in swinging puts whatsoever on SPY. Be looking more to day trade SPY up here in this area. We're going off of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive days straight back up. Everyone thought the market was dying and we were just going to crash right here and just go to the pits of all hell. And then the same spot right over here that they bounced by would send it to, new highs. All it did was just hit that area again. And for whatever reason, people decided to chase this freaking short right here, thinking SPY was going to go down to, I don't know, 630, 600, and it just bounced $30 straight back up again. So we are still, people are saying we're in a bear market. I don't know what the hell they're thinking right now. We are still 100% in a bull market overall. There is nothing bearish as of right now that I'm seeing on the market. We are in a bit of, I would say, a danger zone, as in now the price action is getting a little crazy with going, back and forth with these big moves up, but then these really heavy drops back down, and then you're staircasing your way back up, and then you're having big days of sells. So price action is definitely getting a little, iffy, but overall, the market is still very, very strong. There's no reason to even think that we are in any kind of bear market. So, looking at SPY as of right now on the daily, do have an area up here near 683 again, which it did reject that, and SPY is currently above 680. I have a level just right below it right now at 679.60 area. So looking at here on the 4 hour, this is the main two things that I am worried about. So will be this area right here. And then this area currently where SPY is at right now to be this area right up here. So these are just the two areas going into the next session that I am mostly looking at. We are not in a squeeze on any time frame right now on SPY, not a surprise. And then here's your 1 hour. So unless I see SPY start to really break down and close underneath that 679.60 area, which again, I think in the overnight session, it did just touch down in that area and now it's reclaiming. We're kind of just sitting right above it at 680. It hit 679.22 and SPY is sitting at 680.10. So SPY again in the overnight session is sitting there, like right there. So SPY starts to break and close underneath this area tomorrow, I'm absolutely going to be looking for a move back down closer to 676.20, underneath that 674. SPY right here, you do have this resistance near 683 to 683.45. So if SPY does get a break in base above this area here, then I'm looking for a move back up to 686, 687. So those are the only two things as of right now. I am very interested uh, for looking at day trading SPY for tomorrow. Is just going to be these two areas right here. Very short, very sweet to the point. Nothing significant. Q's not in a squeeze on any time frame either for QQQ. Um, there's three spots. Big spot is going to be right down here. Q's is sitting literally right at the other spot right there. So for QQQ, it's going to be around 619 to 620 area. If it can break and base above that, get the move finally up there to 622, 623, back up to these highs after that, and 626 and 630 area. But you do have big support down here on Qs. Just zoom out, look left. I kind of already have a little zone that's right over here. If you drag that over, it lines up where the other one is. So just that area right there. You do have big support on QQQ down there at 613.2. That is, let's go check where Q's is at. QQQ hit 614 in the overnight session and bounced. So Q's came down, hit 614, which is right here. So just above that zone is getting a little bounce back up as of right now. So you do have big support right down here, and that's showing so far in the overnight session. If Q starts to lose underneath that 613.2 area, going to be looking for the move back down to 610 and then down to 606. So again, 613. After that, targets downside 610, 606. Upside looking for a 619, 620-ish area. Target upside after that is going to be closer to 623, and then your 625 and 630 area. So very short, sweet, to the point, these two. The biggest thing is that support that is right here on QQQ. I think risk to reward going long down here. If this area is tested tomorrow, is very good. Breaking base underneath that area right there is no bueno. So right there. So clearly see that zone right there. So those are the two things I'll be watching on Qs. So break underneath here, gets the move down to here, breaks above this zone here, goes here, back up to this zone here. Full target's going to be back up here to 627. After that, you do have a small gap to fill, closer up to 629. So those will be the main two things I'll be watching. I mean, looking at this chart, if it does reject, kind of up in that area, if Q's does fail this and come all the way back down to 600 and bounce, that could be a really good area for a bounce. It could form an inverse head and shoulders by that point. I mean, this is just complete speculation for future price action, but I can see it. Start to get this nice climb right up here. We start to reject this area there and just slowly work our way back down to 600 on Qs. If it bounces, get to move back up. I mean, again, you can articulate a little bit of that inverse head and shoulders that can potentially form there. So just some speculation. Keep on watch. Again, main two things are going to be that right there on QQQ. Break above here, go here. Right now, we're sitting somewhere right down between these two areas, breaks underneath here, goes down to there. In between this area right here can get some, chop back and forth, scalp, but these are going to be the main two zones, and those will be the first main two targets in both directions. IWM, completely different story outside of SPY and QQQ. I am more bullish on IWM than I am on SPY and QQQ. I think if any one of the three, SPY, Qs, or IWM, is going to make um, a new all-time high, like which one would make it first? I 100% think IWM would be the one to then make a new all-time high before SPY and Qs does, if the market decides to keep on being strong here and continuing upside. So I really do love IWM here. I mean, the monthly on IWM looking absolutely freaking fantastic out of the three. Um, Absolutely love this nice rounded bottom right here, and then this explosive move back up. You have a morning star kind of reversal setting up right here that bounced off 230 support reclaimed your weekly 21 EMA and a very strong candle back upside right there. So that is a very bullish chart in my opinion. So for IWM, go ahead and put this up here. Gonna have those previous highs all the way up there. I mean, all-time highs is what, like 252, 253 area. So you're going to have a little bit of resistance around that 250 area coming up to about right here on the larger time frame. And then you have support right across right here for a potential like SR flip area if it ends up pulling back down to about here. We'll drag both of these over. So those are going to be the two areas in which I'm watching on IWM, which is going to line up right here where this nice volume shelf is. So big support, essentially, it's 245. Resistance is going to be up there near 250. I mean, it can't be more short, sweet, to the point. It's right there, and 245 is right there. Those are the main two things. Your midpoint between those two is going to be right around here, which lines up near this little volume shelf just above around 247 area. So, all right, there. So for IWM, midpoint ping pong area back and forth between these two. The top zone is 249, 250. The bottom zone 246, 245. Break and base above 250. We're going to go back up here and test these highs. Just 251, 252, and then the previous highs up there is 252.76. Underneath the 245 area, get to move down to 244. Big move down could be 242.50, and then ultimately, 241, 240 area. But these are going to be the main two things going into next session that I'll be watching is if it starts to break and close over 250. I would say we have a good chance of going and testing up the equal highs to all-time highs. Earning 245, no bueno. That can be a good swing short for downside. So those are the quick three charts going into next session for SPY, QQQ, and IWM. Dumping crypto, yeah, BTC. I mean, everything is kind of down right now in the overnight session, back down to previous day lows. NVIDIA, AVGO, GPU, CPU, and Quantum. I think, I mean, AVGO does have a very strong uh, chart right now. Looking at this thing here on the daily, very explosive move to the upside. Had a really huge morning star reversal right here, and it sent it to these new highs. So, yeah, I mean, AVGO has been in an absolute freaking tear. NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I mean, we'll see. As of right now, NVIDIA is in a weekly squeeze that's moving to the downside. Um, RSI is still above 50, so still above the neutral area. If it starts to drop below 50, the MACD is already flipped bearish. The squeeze is moving to the downside for the third week in a row. It's about to hit the neutral area. If it doesn't bounce there, and if it does flip red, um, essentially what's going to happen, what can happen right over here where you had one, two, three things line up over here, different story. It never fell below neutral. It actually held, curled back up. MACD flipped bullish. It held, it got to move upside. Difference was here is this one's moving downside. MACD was bearish, and then once it lost underneath the neutral and lost 50, went down lower. Squeeze ended up firing downside. NVIDIA went from 130 down to $90. So as of right now, moving to the downside. MACD is bearish. We're not underneath the neutral areas on these two, but if they do continue and it does fall underneath that, you could see a potential weekly squeeze to the downside on NVIDIA. I mean, it could come back down to 160, 150 area. So NVIDIA not looking so hot, not even on the daily chart right now. I would feel better with NVIDIA if it starts to get back above the 190 area to start getting that move up higher to, 146 or 146, 196, and then 200. But I'm not too interested in Nvidia where it's at, just right here for either upside or downside. But as of right now, I would have to be looking more for the downside, just watching the larger time frame at that setting up until it starts to invalidate or hold, starts to curl back upside, then be able to, flip the thesis and start to look for upside potential on Nvidia. But I sent INTC earlier. I mean, INTC absolutely ridiculous move here. 10% within the last session. You are getting a very strong weekly morning star candlestick pattern right here, and then it is on the verge of an absolute monster monthly breakout. I mean, that candle is absolutely ridiculous. So it is looking like it wants to go to 43, like 70, 45, and then $46. So essentially 43, 45 is what I'm looking at for target upside on INTC. This name is looking absolutely amazing. There was 38.5 calls for December 5th, I believe, that were coming in Friday's session in the morning. And then after about the first hour when INTC was ripping, a new position started to open up for $43 calls for December 19th. So it's still looking like continuation, potentially upside on INCC. So I think that's a very, very nice chart that's right there. The other one that I sent, I believe, was Bloom Energy. So I'm going to be looking at the energy sector going into this week. I'm already in one position currently on XOM, but looking at a few other names as well. I do like Bloom Energy. There is some flow that came in for January calls for the 140 strike, which is here, essentially back up near these highs. And you are getting this potential lower high breakout currently here on the daily chart. I like that it is putting in these higher lows down here with these long bottom wicks as well. And now it's back above your daily EMAs. So I have an alert that's set right around here. Once it starts to push back above like 110 to 112, I really do like that for a move upside to go to 118 to 120. Find a little bit of resistance, most likely around that area here. That's a little heavy SR flip area, 118.72. So in a perfect world, it gets the move. It breaks through here. It hits first major target, pulls back down, comes back down to retest around the 110, 112 area, puts in the higher low, and then ends up breaking through this and then gets continuation upside. Again, that would be within a perfect world, perfect case scenario looking at this name right here. So definitely something that I'm keeping on watch. Um, could see a little bit of rotation within the market if tech starts to pull back, then you start seeing, different sectors start to push back to the upside. I think energy can be one of the sectors that can start moving to the upside while, SPY, Qs, and some of the tech names are maybe pulling back, selling off for a few days. You can see these other names such as XOM, CVX, and then BE for Bloom Energy for potential moves upside. So this name gets a lot of volume. This name gets a lot of flow as well. And again, just overall, I do like this chart here on the daily, and I really do like the chart on the weekly. Very strong bounce off the weekly 21. Just seeing if it gets that continuation to move up high. So definitely keep this name right here on watch. I mean, there's a lot of other charts again that I'm watching. I'm looking at A Lab. think A Lab has some potential there. I'm going to cover this one real quick because not a lot of people talk about this one. It's one of my favorite stocks to trade whenever I see a good setup there. I think the last time I traded this name, I caught 400 or 500% on a swing trade, and that is ticker CVS. So CVS built this nice base right down here, this support around $76. Then you have this big rejection up here at the highs. They slam back down, comes back down here, hits it, comes back up. They put in a long top wick rejection. They slam it back down, hits the equal low, comes back up, hits the trend line, consolidates for a day, and then gets a nice push back above it right here. And it is hitting this area right over here perfectly. So now what I'm looking for, it's around $80.50 on CVS. So not only that, if you go over here and you start looking at the squeeze indicator, it is in a squeeze going since Monday, November 24th, moving to the upside. It has not flipped bullish yet. It can 100% reject this area of an SR flip potential area of resistance and reject and just come straight back down. That is 100% a possibility. Not saying this thing is absolutely going to squeeze to the upside because it hasn't flipped bullish yet. These bars are not above the zero line and they are not light blue as of right now. I want them to be blue because if you look right here, last time it was in, whoopsies, meant to draw a freaking, what the hell did I click on? Look at all these arrows. What the hell? What the hell is even that? All right. So last time it was in a squeeze for 3 days, right over here on the left side. It got an explosive move from 77.50 all the way up to $83. Very nice move. So it is in another daily squeeze right now. I do like that it built this nice base of support. And again, all these lower highs right here, it finally got the breakout above it and is pushing it up to this resistance. If it can break through this, this squeeze can get a nice move to the upside. Looking here at the MACD, it did just flip bullish right now. Looking over here at the RSI, it is pushing back above 50, the neutral level, which is good. Want to see it start moving up higher, closer to 70. So the only thing that's left to the piece of the puzzle is this little bit of resistance and the squeeze indicator that can also flip bullish. So if it starts to get a move and start getting a close over $80.50 up in that area, I think it'd be setting up for potential squeeze to the upside. Going to be targeting around 81.75 to 82 bucks. After that, then around 83, 83.75, and then the previous highs up there is around $85. So keep CVS on watch. I don't trade this name too often. I don't think I've ever lost trading CVS. I think I've only ever traded calls on CVS. And again, last time that I traded CVS for call swings, if I'm not mistaken, if I zoom out on a daily or weekly chart, you're going to see a morning star off a low somewhere, right down here. Small little morning star right there. I saw this base forming right here. I took calls here and I held it for a little bit and caught this move all the way up here. The stock went from $48 to about 67, almost a $20 move on CVS. It was absolutely ridiculous. And now it's back up here at these highs. So you'll see the area that it's testing. This is a big spot right over here of potential rejections. So again, would love to see a break above this area right here and start pushing to new highs. You'll see right here, huge move to the downside, bear flag, broke it straight down, bounced back up, went lower, bounced back up, hit it, went lower. So this is a very big spot right here on CVS. Hence why I said it can 100% reject this area like it has done in previous price action and come straight back down. Now, just looking at the chart overall, if it does break and base above this area, it does have potential to get a significant move back to the upside. So I don't know. We're getting in the cold and flu season. Maybe CVS can you know, profit off of all the germs that are going out there. Although they're gonna be buying a bunch of daytime and nighttime cold and flu medicine. It's gonna send CVS to the moon. I don't know. All I know is I'm looking at this chart and I do think there's opportunity there. If I start to see heavy rejection up in this area, I can absolutely go ahead and flip this short and target back down to the EMAs down here in the mid $78 area. But again, breaking basing above 850, I'm going to be looking for call swings on ticker CVS. Um, I think McDonald's is decent. I think McDonald's is decent here. Look at this freaking pennant right here on MCD. So not only do you have these higher lows, these lower highs to build it, it's also in a freaking squeeze on the weekly chart since Monday, October 13th. It has been in a squeeze. So I don't know. High compression squeeze going on for one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, like 8 weeks. Now you're talking almost freaking next week will make it 2 months overall of price action. This thing's been in a high compression squeeze on the weekly chart. Mickey D's is bound to get some kind of breakout candle, breakdown candle. So, I mean, it's either, you know, to the moon or to the gulag. And I wouldn't mind a double cheeseburger to the moon right now. So, looking at the past few daily, or not daily, looking at the past few weekly candles, I really do like it for upside. I think you can see it move back up here to 320, see a little bit of rejection, pull back down 313, 315, and then, start pushing back up to those highs. So I think that can be a really decent move with on here on McDonald's. So, but overall, just watching this big weekly squeeze right here, I mean, it's bound to get some kind of breakdown or breakout. So overall, again, just watching this giant pennant on McDonald's. I think I was looking at Starbucks earlier. Um, yeah, Starbucks weekly squeeze just started as well. Has not flipped bullish, but your MACD has flipped bullish. You do have a little bit of bullish divergence right here on this RSI, and it's directly at 50. It's at 49.97. So you almost have one, two, three things right here all lining up bullish. Looking at the weekly chart, doesn't look terrible. I think Starbucks coffee is mediocre. But as for the stock, I fucking hate the stock as well, but I will take opportunity when presented. So start to see a move on Starbucks back above 87.50. I'm going to be targeting around $90. So I don't know why I didn't set an alert on this one. There you go. So starts to get that move here above 87.50. Going to be looking for a move up. So you'll see this area here of resistance, whoopsies, right here of resistance. If it can break above that, you do have some resistance up here from these previous highs. It's going to put you around 88.50 to 89. After that, $90. So could see um, could see a move on Starbucks. I think you're going to see a move on Starbucks. Could it just absolutely reject this level and get slammed back down and go underneath $80? 100%. There could be a little bit of blood in the coffee. I don't know. But it is in a weekly squeeze. Starbucks can 100% disappoint, but I believe there is opportunity there on this name as well. So keep S Bucks on watch. Um, I'm watching Lululemon. Jesus help me. Um, I'm watching airlines as well. DAL, UAL. AAL. I'm also watching something new. Um, I'm going to cover two other ones real quick, and that's it. Toll Brothers, never traded this thing a day in my life. But home builders, looking at Lowe's and Home Depot. Um, quickly, real quick. Lowe's and Home Depot. Look, it's already here on the chart. Already got this marked. This is Lowe's on the monthly. It's your monthly 50 EMA right here. It is held every single time since October 2023 when it was last tested. Held all these three times right here. Fourth time's the charm. Getting a huge monthly green hammer candle right off of this. It looks absolutely fantastic. Switch over to Home Depot, HD. Go over here on the weekly chart. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Green candle, that's the middle finger to the bears from the bulls, overtaking that zone. They rip it upside, they retest it. SR flip, they take it higher. Simple. They bring it back down, they buy it off of it. They just brought it back down, they're buying it off of it. So Lowe's and Home Depot looking very, very good off the areas in which they retested and holding support. So I stumbled upon this stock, Toll Brothers, TOL. Went looked at this thing and I'm like, well, shit, this just looks like a giant cup and handle. And it just bounced off its weekly 50 and it got a nice weekly candle to the upside and it's breaking that little trend line right there of these lower highs for this area of consolidation within this giant cup and handle. So above 140, I'm looking for 150. So keep this one on watch. I have never traded this one. Um, and again, I stumbled upon this thing when I was looking at Lowe's and Home Depot. So keep this name on watch. If you've traded options on TOL, let me know. I'm curious on how they move. I've never traded it. So keep TOL on watch. Last but not least, I don't trade this name too often either. It is Reddit, RDDT. RDDT had a gap here on the daily chart. It just tested the gap. They didn't want to fill that shit. They held that support just underneath 180, just around 178. Big rejection up here. Big rejection around 230. Held that support right here. Just got the big green candle to break through that trend line. Now consolidating right here. So could see a little bit of a move, push higher, holding above. Um, I'm probably going to look for it to hold above 210. Starts to lose 210, going to move back down to like 205, 203. It'd be too choppy to look at another trade right there. So holding above 210, I think going to move back up to 230. So currently sitting at 216.90, risking, $6 downside for, excuse me, potential $13 upside. So 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Not bad. That's the minimum that I look for. Not only that, I did send some flow out as well that came in on the last session. Let me see if I pulled up. Dun, 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 dun. Where's it at? There it is. So some flow came in on Reddit during the last session of 220 calls. 417 2026. Someone bought those calls. They bought 300. It came in on the unusual flow for a sizable sweep of $1.16 million for that order. So overall, you can see why that area is my target upside. If you look all the way back over here from February 2025, and it is the same resistance from right up here from October of 2025. So looking for it to potentially flag out right here and get that move upside to 230. So keeping this one on watch. Not only that, if you go over here onto the daily chart, it is in a squeeze and it did just flip bullish. So, similar to a lot of the other charts that we're looking at, the McDonald's, the Starbucks, all the other ones I was talking about with squeezes that have potential move upside, but they have not flipped bullish yet. RDDT has. It just did. It was 1, 2, 3 days in a squeeze, moving upside. Fourth day, finally above the zero line and getting a little light blue bar. That's what I love to see. MACD is bullish. RSI, bullish divergence above the 50 neutral. So I would want to see all three of these things start to push up higher. With that being said, that would mean I would like to see Reddit to go to 230. So boom, 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 boom. So keep this name on watch. It can be a little bit more of a volatile name, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to how the options chain moves, but I do like it for a potential quick day trade. By quick day trade, hopefully it would hit this target within the same week. So if I end up taking calls tomorrow on Reddit, I would expect it to go up there and hit this target zone between 225, 230, closer to 230 cycle level, obviously by end of week by Friday. Um, Perfect case scenario. So keep that on watch as well. But that's it for me, guys. SPY, QQQ, IWM, talked about all those levels, quick zones going into the next session, and then all these other charts, Toll Brothers, Home Depot, Lowe's, INTC, Bloom Energy, a few of those airlines that I'm watching, and then Reddit here. There's a lot of things I think to capitalize on and make some money with this week. So again, that's it for me. I appreciate everyone who tuned into the stream. Let me go check how many people we have tuned into the stream. Bow, 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 down. 1,500 people. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate all 1,500 people who tuned into the Sunday night live stream. So again, if you are here on X, please do like and repost it for the ones that were not able to attend this session live. If they want to watch it later on tonight before next market open, they can watch the recording on X where it's saved at, also on the YouTube channel. So the more people that like and share it, the easier it is to find. So I would greatly appreciate it. It's free to do so. Love ya. Thank ya. RKLB NVO. I do have NVO on watch. I recently traded it. Going to be trading that most likely again within the Discord as well this week. I have a lot of things on watch. Not enough time in the day to cover all of them, but we're most likely going to be trading NVO again this week. So we'll see what the market gives us, regardless, upside, downside, no matter the sector, whatever it is, going to be looking for opportunity anywhere and everywhere within the market to capitalize on. So if you want to come hang out with the Casey Trades Premium Discord team, it is not only myself within the Premium Discord. I do have a few other amazing alert analyst traders over here for options and futures, day trade and swing trading on options, ES and NQ futures. We have it all. I myself am the one who is live streaming, live teaching, and live trading every single day in the Discord, live in front of hundreds and hundreds of people every single freaking day, Monday through Friday in our community. So we have an amazing Discord community. If you want to come check it out, you should see a link there at the top of the screen, caseytrades.io. You can also just click on my bio, whether you're on YouTube or on X. It'll take you over to that website. It'll also take you over to my store, my WAP store as well. You can get a 7-day free trial and come hang out for the week in the Casey Trades Discord. See if it's the place for you. We'd love to have you over there. We have fun. We make fun of each other. We sing songs. We tell jokes and try to make money every single day together as a team. So it's a very fun place to be and hang out. If you're not having fun at work, then you're doing something wrong. So again, we sing, we make fun of each other and tell jokes while making money. It's the greatest job in the freaking world. So get your 7-day free trial. Make sure you do use code KC5, no, KCT50, KCT50. If you end up getting the 7-day free trial, and if you decide to stay, make sure you use that discount code on the checkout screen because it'll discount down the monthly from 69 bucks to 50 bucks forever. So make sure you input that code KCT50 at checkout if you do decide you want to be a part of the community. That way, you do get that discounted rate for the premium Discord after your 7-day free trial. So, tomorrow's the last day overall for the Black Friday sale for Thanksgiving. Tuesday, those codes will all expire. So you can purchase monthly, annual, you can get the lifetime for the entire Discord server for like 700 something bucks. Um, using code THX50. THX50, I believe. Few of those codes still left, 50% off absolutely everything for the Black Friday sale. Again, that is still going to be going on until Tuesday morning. That is when they will all expire. So that's it for me, guys. I will be on the Wolf spaces this week as a guest speaker Monday through Thursday. I'll most likely be on their YouTube channel as well for the Friday thing, but I will be live streaming just like this, and live trading every single day, sharing everything I'm doing within my premium Discord community over there. So that is where I will mainly be in and day out over there with the premium Discord team. So for the Discord members watching the live stream, I will see you guys over here in the morning, bright and early, ready to go. And let's have a great freaking week of trading. Again, appreciate everyone. What's up, Will? Let's go. Big week. Be ready to follow us on Wolf. That's right. Let's get it. So, appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your night. And I will see you guys in the morning, ready to roll.